Hi guys, if you're new here, my name is Avery, and today I am doing a video of my current makeup routine, everyday makeup routine. I do have her on right now, and I love how it turned out. I'm gonna show you guys all my favorite products, all my skincare prep, everything that goes into making myself feel the most confident I can be. I do have a big love for makeup products. I wouldn't say I use a lot of it in my makeup routine. It's more like a lot of little steps that make the biggest difference. If you have a question about any products or anything in this video, please drop a comment below. All of these products can be found via my Amazon storefront or my link tree, which are both linked down below. So please take a look at that if you want a quick link to any of these products. And without further ado, here is my little video. I did get some color today, and yes, I was wearing SPF, so don't come at me. I was wearing sunscreen. Since we were just in the sun, I for some reason got like tan just right here. I don't know why, but we're gonna rock and roll with it. The first thing I go in with is my La Roche-Posay cleanser, which I did already do. I washed my face with it, and I just patted myself dry with a clean towel. And that is the very first thing I do before makeup. Nothing else on my skin right now, just nice and clean skin. I am going to move my hair out of the way, just because we definitely do some blending along the hairline. I would say that my everyday routine is very subtle. There's a lot of little steps, but not a lot of product in any kind of way. Now that I have my hair out of my face, the key to any good makeup routine is a good skincare routine and a great base. So my base to me is everything, and without it, my makeup would not look good at all. I might be pronouncing this wrong, but I first go in with the Cadale? It's French. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. I'm so sorry. But it's the acne. My cat's being crazy. It's the acne serum. I like this as an underbase because it really does cleanse all of my pores. Like, it gives me a little bit of a glow, but it actually is more so drying my skin, which I think preps it for the moisturizing part. Also, I am in no way an expert. This is just what I do, what I like to do, and that's it. I am not an expert at all. I now go in with the Rhode Milk Toner, or I think it's called Glazing Milk. This stuff is also, in my opinion, like one of the biggest keys to great makeup, because this stuff really moisturizes and gives you the nicest glowy base underneath everything. Also, please make sure you're using clean hands when you're blending things with your hands. Immediately, like, you could just tell the biggest difference that that stuff makes. I look so hydrated. Speaking of, I'm a little thirsty. Next, I go in with the Medicube Pink Peptide Serum. This stuff's great because it has peptides in it, and it's also ultra moisturizing. It also feels really good on your skin if you're ever sunburnt. Heals sunburns really well, which this side of my face is actually a little sunburnt right now, but this side is not. So also, don't forget your neck with all of this, because skincare does reverse or slow down aging or visual aging, and your neck is going to be the very first thing on your body that ages you. So it's very important to blend everything down to your neck. I'm gonna go in with the Rhode Barrier Restore Cream. This stuff, once again, is just super moisturizing and feels really good on the skin, and something about it makes my concealers and all of my skin specific products for makeup blend in a little bit better. So I'm definitely gonna add this, and I focus this where I would put concealer, so like around my eyes and on my forehead. Last thing skin-wise I'm gonna go in with is this Hero Glow Balm. This stuff is so hydrating for your skin, and I feel like whenever I use powders and stuff, my skin gets really dried out, and I definitely need to use powders at least under my eyes because that's how I set any concealer or foundation I put under my eyes. So this is definitely going under there. Look at that. Oh, so nice. I do not put this all over my face. I only put this in spots that I put powder in. For a base, I finish it off with just some chapstick because sometimes my lips do get kind of dry in this process. So I just have some EOS. Guys, look at that. Absolutely insane. So glowy. There are two things I might do depending on the day for my makeup. If I'm looking extra sleepy, extra tired, I will put some Kosas concealer right here underneath my eyes, and then the pink Kosas concealer on the outer edges and blend that upwards. But since I am doing my everyday makeup and not when I'm always tired, I actually just use foundation underneath my eyes. I am not a huge fan of concealer because to me it kind of clumps up more than a foundation does because these are much thinner. And I just use the Fenty Beauty foundation in shade 150. And I have an Hourglass concealer brush, and I just put a little bit on the brush and then add it in and blend it out as I would any kind of concealer. So I just finished doing just this eye, and the difference between this one and this one just like all that darkness right there, and this one's just so much more brighter. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye off camera. Already I'm looking so amazing. I love it. I just love when I get to put some of that foundation around my eyes because I feel like I look so much more awake. Then I'll go in with the same brush and cover any other little imperfections. Like I have a little scar right here, this little freckle here that I don't like. So now I'm going to add in my favorite part of the routine, which is the bronzer or contour. And on a day where I want to have the lightest, littlest amount of makeup ever, or like if I'm going to the beach and I just want a little bit extra bronze on me, I will use the Charlotte Tilbury foundation stick in the shade tan/medium. And I would put it on only spots where I would do contour and blend that in as if it's contour rather than foundation. My go-to combination, Rare Beauty Liquid Contour in the shade Mellow, and then I go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Liquid Highlighter, and I put them together all around the spot, so I'll show you that. It's been very loved, as you can tell. I love this stuff because this stuff really makes you glowy. Don't have any technique with this. I just take the Ilia contour brush and I just go at it out into the hairline. For the nose, I literally just, I don't really like to contour my nose. I honestly only put that there so it looks more like a little sunburned around my nose. Now that we're nice and bronzy, I am gonna go in with some blush. So for blush, I either use one of these or both of these together. I use the Rhode Pocket Blush in the shade Piggy, or I use the Charlotte Tilbury Liquid Blush in the shade Glowgasm. I'll place a little bit of Piggy on the high point of my cheek. And then I will take the Glowgasm, open her up, again, has been very loved. I take an Ilia blush brush and I just dab a little bit of the Glowgasm and blend it in with the Piggy. And then I just take whatever's left on the brush and I just add it to the tip of my nose. So we are looking super, super glowy, but I do want to set just this part of my face because I do want that foundation to stay and not get all creased throughout the day or throughout the night or wherever I'm going. Use the Kosas Cloud Set in the shade Candy. It is a pink powder. So I take just like a beauty blender and I will go in and make sure that there are absolutely no creases. Take a regular schmegular triangle powder puff, go in with a little bit, not too much, about that much, and I just dab it. Same thing to my lid. Dab it until all the powder is blended out and I'm left with a literally face-tuned under eye. I think to the other side, make sure that there's no creases. press it really nice and good. I love how that looks, and I still look so glowy without any extra powder. I'm just going to take a big fat powder brush, Pro Powder 59 Sephora brush, and I just kind of take my brush and dab it all over my face just to make sure that if any fallen powder happened, it's all nice and blended out. And that base is looking nice. Use a powder blush. No. Sorry guys, my light died and I got really scared that it would not turn back on, but it did. We're okay. House Labs. All right guys, no more fun light. It's just gonna be this light. So this is actually a highlighter, but it's a pink highlighter. It's like a blush, almost like an iridescent blush. This is a very old Sephora brand powder blush brush. I have no idea when I got this. I'm pretty sure I stole this from my older sister's makeup bag when we were in like middle school, and I've kept it ever since. Don't worry, I've cleaned it multiple times since. And I put it where I had put my liquid blush. I then go in with a little bit of highlighter. I have the MAC highlighter in the shade Whisper of Guilt. Once again, I've had this forever. And I just put it right where I put the blush, a little bit on my nose, and then a little bit on my upper lip, and that's it. I don't do anything to my brows really, except for put some clear gel on it just to tame them. I have really thick natural eyebrows. I don't really need to be coloring them in. I'm gonna go in with some mascara. My favorite mascara right now, I've actually made a video on this, is the Thrive Cosmetics mascara. I'll link my little promotional video I did with them below so you guys can take a look. But it is the best mascara on the market, and I've never found a better mascara than this one. Not only is it super volumizing and lifts it, but it's a tubing mascara. So basically that means it gets activated when you add water to your lashes. That doesn't mean it's going to slide down your face though when you get in water or if you cry. It just basically means that it can clump into fibers when hot water is added. So it's a great mascara. I do crimp my lashes just because they do kind of stick completely straight. So I definitely need that extra little crimp. It is in the shade Crystal, which is kind of like a mauvey brown shade. I prefer brown mascara because I think it looks more natural. And guys, we're so close to being done. I will take my favorite setting spray, which is the One Size setting spray. We're on the last few steps. I now go in with the Rhode Peptide Lip Shape Lip Liner. I'm not sure what this shade is. I think it's called Twist. It says Twist on it. I don't know, but that could just mean twist. I don't know. But it's a really dark shade for me, almost like a contour shade, and I use that to contour my lips, which is doing this. That's really it. This part of my routine changes probably like every other week, but this is my favorite combo at the very moment. For lip combo, I use the Pelotalk 2 Medium Lip Liner, and I go around my natural lining. I don't need to do more than my natural lining because I just did that lip contour. And then my favorite lip gloss right now, like I said, this changes every other week, is the Guessot. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. It's the honey infused lip oil, and this is like a really light milky pink color. And I think it looks so pretty with this darker lip liner. And then that's pretty much it. I'm gonna give my hair a little brush after taking my little clips out. I'm gonna throw on a little bit of jewelry. That is the finished super glowy, super bronzy makeup look.